Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Today is another day. It's on Wednesday, the second week of September 2025, and it's also my third day of making a video. Consistent recording every single day until forever, infinity. So again, if you're here, thanks for passing by. Making videos is it's like being a vendor. It's like selling stuff on the street, and then you have a bunch of people selling stuff, and then you have customers passing by, and then each customer will have to choose where to buy, where to shop. So when you pass by my videos and you watch them, appreciate it, and if you don't, that's fine. That's part of doing business. So just producing in general. And when I'm making this video, I'm producing. This is a production. So don't mind my noise of some stuff in the bottom. But today was wonderful. It was raining in Washington DC. I went to check out my friends, did some work, did some homework, and that's it. That's pretty much it. I didn't do much today. I was very tired. I've been waking up very early since last week, and unfortunately there's a cap. There's how much I can wake up earlier. So today I decided to get enough sleep, so I can get some rest and get relaxed. So today's topic is going to be the correlation between education and experience and the wages. And I was running a regression model because in microeconomics, in econometrics, and I was trying to understand. This was like a simulation, so it's not real, just fake made up numbers, but can replicate the reality, right? And I was trying to see if you have experience plus education, does that correlate to high wages? Because when you apply for a job, especially right now in my experience, when I apply for jobs, they want me to have experience, right? They want you to have 10 5 10 15 years of experience. Even for jobs that are very entry level, they still require you to have like huge experience. So I was trying to see if there's a correlation between that, because math can tell us how, because part of working, part of having experience, part of going to school is to be productive, right? And when you use math, you can quantify how productive people are and how likely they want to contribute to the overall economy. So I used wages as a forgot what that is. But anyway, I used wages and I used experience. I used years of education, and what I saw was that having let's say high school degree and 10 years of experience, you are more likely to make significant amount of money. So make like a little bit of money compared to somebody who is zero education. Then somebody with more than 12 years of experience, 12 years of education. So if you have a bachelor's degree, 2 years of community college, and then you have a little bit of experience, right? 2 years of experience maximum, you're more likely to make a little bit of money, but not too much, no more than the high school degree. So it's gonna be a little bit higher, but not as high. So think about this: if you are having a high school degree and you're making $30,000 with a bachelor's degree, so addition of 2 years, or an addition of 4 years or 3 years, you're going to be making, I don't know, $40,000, $50,000. So not that much. It's not like a double, but also like an increase, approximate increase of 10-20% higher than a high school degree. But again, you have to spend 4 years of education plus. But I did not include like the cost. I don't know, you can do that. Now, if you have let's say masters or PhD, like right now I'm doing masters, then in that case, and you have no experience, the pay doesn't change. So somebody with a master's degree but they have zero experience, They're not even gonna make more than a high school degree, right? They're not make that much money. So the correlation was very low. And however, in contrast, somebody with a high school degree, but they have extreme amount of years of experience, so 30 years of experience, 40 years of experience, the pay is not going to change, like stays constant. Of course, I think in the inflation is not going to change, but somebody with high education, with more years of experience, not even too much, but 2 years of experience, the pay bump goes way higher, like doubles. All right, so when you have more education and you have more years of experience, the pay is more likely going to be higher. And then that was my finding through this analysis that I was making, a very simple regression. So it was kind of interesting research to see, and this is why I think universities like programs like MBA, master's degree, they require you to have some years of experience, so you have some sort of 1 or 2 years of experience, at least two. More is better. But people with MBAs, when they finish the MBA, they usually strike like way high paying jobs. But at the same time, these universities, because they are very opportunistic, so they tend to charge they charge more money. Because so you realize that an MBA might be making $200,000 a year, but they are also going to be paying $100,000 in education. So that was my analysis. That was my finding. I think it was great. I kind of enjoyed it. But then I started thinking, why do we care about experience in the first place? Like, why do we care about those 2 years of experience? There could be a kid who grew up in a nice family. They grew up fixing cars. They grew up doing construction. They grew up managing people. They grew up playing soccer. But that kid goes to university, studies, mechanical engineering, but because they never worked in a special company, like a real company, they don't really count their experience from home as an experience, despite that the kid could be way more experienced than somebody who has been working for 20 years. So why? I thought about this for a moment, and I came up with a theory. And my theory is that people who are companies looking for somebody with experience, thinking that if somebody has more experience in their previous job, they are more likely going to be productive. So they're going to have less time to train them. They are going to be more efficient. But the reality is, if you have years of experience working in another company, that means that you produced something in another company. So experience actually means you are a productive member, like you produce something from another company, like you became more important for another company. So when you go to get a job and companies judges you for not having experience, what they're basically saying is you did not contribute anything to your previous employer, therefore we cannot hire you. Therefore we don't really you don't really know what you're going to contribute to a company, because we never seen you producing anything from another place. So that was my takeaway. I think we really don't mention this, people don't talk about it, but the reality is that if I was to get a job at Google, for example, they want to know what I have done, if I was to be a software engineer. And this also goes in hand in hand to understand how when you switch industries, when you switch jobs, if you worked for Amazon as a driver and you want to go work for Google as a software engineer, you have experience, yes, but your experience is not correlated to what the other company is doing. But if you were a software engineer at JP Morgan, but then you switch to another company like Wells Fargo as an engineer, it's the same industry, you're doing the same thing, so you're gonna be contributing from one company to another company. And this kind of makes sense. It also does sound like you are just being used by companies, because if companies are asking for experience and you are switching one company to the other, you are basically working for a specific amount of bosses, right? You are contributing to the individuals, right? And those companies, they work together to sort of make money, make profit. So you are just being a worker, being passed on from one company to the other. And I've seen people giving testimonies by saying, mostly women, who say, I used to work for a company and I went to another company, Google is a good company or whatever, Microsoft is a good company. Like those things is one way to justify the fact that you're working for, or like a big company, you're working for, a large corporations, and you're just switching between two jobs. So that was my correlation. And my understanding is that when you go to school, like right now, what I'm doing right now, getting an internship is critical, is very important, and is needed, and it is something that needs to be considered. I wish universities will be having experience so that by the time you graduate, you are able to work. I don't know why when we go to school, we don't just produce things. Imagine if I go to school and I produce what I'm studying. If I'm studying about, economics, maybe write a book about economics. Just be a producer. Like, I feel like students need to be able to produce something, and then that can be used as an experience. Spending time in school learning about theory, then when you return, you go home, you get a job, and you have to start from scratch. That's the key. Yes, you learn the discipline of understanding and learning and critiquing and all that stuff, but you need to be able to perform the job, do better, and be a productive member of society. So again, as I am applying for jobs, as I'm looking for jobs, as I'm navigating the job market, I'm learning all these things. Hopefully that I will be prepared by the time I graduate, or maybe I might even get a job soon, because I'm working on my resume. I'm trying to have the superpower of having more experience and being able to get a job much more easier. So again, it's already getting darker. I don't have much to say. I didn't do nothing today. I just studied, do a regression model, did some programming, and that was it. This video is very short. I don't have much to share. So many things has happened. There is crimes happening. There's one guy who got shot, so I don't want to get into those things right now. But other than that, thanks for passing by, and like always, please keep subscribing, keep sharing. If you see the video, reach out to me if you know me from LinkedIn. I have LinkedIn page in this particular YouTube channel. So I don't have any views, I don't have any subscribers, I don't know anybody that can be my subscriber. I'm trying to get into a gym, so I'm starting tomorrow. I'm gonna be working out, but I'm not going to post my gym workout here on internet. I'm gonna be posting it on TikTok. So I'm gonna download a TikTok app, then start tracking my progress, my consistency. I did this for videos, for YouTube videos, and I've been posting every single week. And I want to do some workout, gain some muscle, gain some strength, and so I'm gonna be getting to the gym tomorrow. I have a trainer. My university actually gives out a free trainer. It's a privilege to have somebody to train you for free. And so my plan is to eat chicken, because I train 1 day a week. So during that day, I eat chicken. Then for the rest of the week, all I have to do is just eat regular food. But on Thursday, just eat chicken. That'll be it. Then eat chicken before I work out, like the whole chicken. And my hope is that I'm gonna gain strength, I'm gonna gain power and muscle and energy, and then become more consistent. I keep doing it more and more. So that's it. That's the all 15 minutes video. If you find this video helpful, please give me a follow, and always see you. Ciao ciao.